Camacho here, the working class hunter, with another video on how to help you be a better duck and goose hunter. Today we're going to talk about making a homemade jerk rig. We talk a lot about location, about being wherever you need to be on the X to make sure the birds are going to come to us. We talk about being concealed, making sure our big fat faces aren't staring up at the birds. Today we're going to talk about realism in our ducks, in our decoys. We have our wind decoys and our motorized power decoys, but sometimes those just aren't enough. On those clear days, when the wind isn't blowing, isn't going to be able to turn those wind decoys. We need to have a little bit more movement in the decoys, so we have our jerk rigs. So what I did is, instead of buying one out of a catalog for $20, $30, $40, I just went down to the hardware store to make my own. I went and bought a wooden stake here for about 70 cents, 80 cents. This is going to be my anchor point. The ones you buy out of the catalog have like a 3 or a 5 pound canoe weight or kayak weight. Instead, I don't want to carry that around, so I'm just going to take this out in the field, stick it in the mud, step on it, get it down there, and that's going to be my anchor point that I'm going to build my jerk rig off of. I went and got a 5-foot piece of bungee cord rope. You can buy it in bulk from your local hardware store. And the reason why I got a bungee cord rope rather than just a bungee cord is simply because the shorter the bungee, the less play or movement there is, and the longer the bungee, the more play or movement. And so I got a 5-foot piece that's going to give me plenty of movement on my decoys that I attach to the jerk rig, and it's going to have a lot less strain on the stake in the ground the more play I have, so it'll be a little better. So what I did is just drilled a hole in my stake, and I'm going to attach an eye bolt through it, real simple and easy, because what we're going to do is we're going to make this simple and easy to do out in the field. So now we're going to have this eye bolt hooked on there. What we're going to do is we're going to attach our jerk rig to this eye bolt that we have here, using some of the hooks off of an old fish stringer I had in my boat. And so I just took them off the stringer itself, and we're going to tie this bungee cord rope right to this hook here so we can attach it to that eye bolt. So we'll tie that puppy on here real easy. The thing about bungee cord rope is it kind of tightens onto itself as you pull it. Well, the last ties it back onto itself, and it gets a good knot there. So now we got a good knot, solid knot. And so I use these fish stringers hooks because they're big. When it's cold, you know, January, December, those cold mornings, your fingers are hard to use and work. And so now I got a big hook I can attach, sunk in the ground, and we got the start of a good jerk rig. And what we're going to attach this rope is we're just going to put a loop here on the end of it, and just tie a fishing knot loop of some sorts here. A nice target, there we go. Got a loop, and we're just going to tie on some nylon rope or twine, and that's going to be the start of my jerk rig. And it's really simple and easy. That rope costs a couple bucks. The bungee cord rope cost a couple bucks. The stake was $1. So we're talking for probably about $6 or $7 at the most. We got ourselves a homemade jerk rig, but that's in good quality, good shape, and we'll be able to take out with us. What I do is I tie this 100-foot rope, nylon rope, onto here. Get a little tug, make sure it's nice and snug. Now we got a 100-foot jerk rope right here, ready to go. And what we do is we just put loops in it as we need it. We can pre-loop it now, or just wait until we get out in the field. We can put them wherever we need to. And what we do, wherever you need a decoy placed, you just kind of put a twist in it and then tie a knot with that loop. And that's going to put a loop right wherever you need it. My big sausage fingers there. There we go. Now I got a loop in my jerk rig. And what I can do is I can attach a decoy to my stringer here. So pull out one of my decoys here. And I usually just leave the weight on it. Leave the weight that comes off the decoy on it, because we're not talking about a whole lot of weight, and most decoys have a couple holes in it. You can either go in the front or the back. We'll go in the back just to make it easy for this one. Find our loop here again. Wherever it went. There it is. Just attach it right onto that board there. There we go. Now we just got a decoy on a jerk string, just like that. Now, like I said, I'll just leave that weight on there, string out another one, however far I need to do, make another loop, attach another decoy. You can pick up a stringer if you don't have one for, probably a buck or two at Walmart or something like that. And then you can have 20 or 30 of these on there if you need to. I don't recommend that. I usually put 2, 3, maybe 4 on there, simply because they're all going to be in a straight line. I don't want a whole bunch moving in a straight line, but I just want a few moving in a straight line. So in this video you're going to see now is a nice calm bluebird day in November. No wind, hardly at all. Water was like glass. You can see with a couple of ducks, decoys with a little jerk rig, homemade just like this that I made, what it does for the decoy spread and how it puts a little ripple to the water. So this is what it looks like on the water today, nice and glassy, without any movement in the decoys. That's kind of what we would get. No wind, nothing. So on my jerk rig, I get a little movement. It's a little ripple in the water. Makes a little action happen. And all that is, that's that stick with that eye bolt stuck in the ground out there, attached to a 5-foot bungee cord rope, and then this twine, nylon twine, back to the blind here. Normally I put a couple weights on it right about here to get it underwater, but they were banging up against the blind this morning. Normally I'm not hunting out of blinds like this, so I had to take them off. And so what I did is I just went ahead and strung it through the bottom of the blind, so that way there it's at least a little lower to the ground, a little bit concealed, not a whole lot, but hopefully up there they're not seeing it too much. Well, that's it. 5-foot bungee gives me plenty of play to move the decoys there around, and it looks not bad. Yeah, that's it. A little pull my way, release it back that way. Pull my way, release back that way. That's what we got with a homemade jerk rig for about $3 or $4.